love the way most of you guys are counting out 16 and putting the rest in your baggie. Switey's ready, I believe. Michelle's ready. Okay, can you put the extra ones in your baggie, please, if you have not done that yet?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Thank you so much. Okay, so think about the place we were talking about yesterday. What place are we telling a story about? Michelle, I love the way we're thinking. Because when we shout it out, we take this chance of thinking away from other people. So it's just nice to have a chance to think about it for a minute and picture that in our mind. Okay, think about if you had a garden, what might you plant in that garden? What would you plant? Can you whisper some things into your hand? Everybody whisper some things in your hand that you'd want to choose to plant in your garden. Okay, raise your hand if you're ready. Who can share some things, some ideas with me? Yvonne, thank you so much for raising your hand. What would you like to plant in your garden?
Onions and a shallot.
You like shallots. Okay, I have to ask you, what food do you like with shallots in it? You're not sure, but you just know shallots exist. How do you know about shallots? I'm so curious.
Because my mom told me, because we were going to like a garden, like the field trip,
Uh-huh.
like 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And then they told me about a shallot.
Wow. Okay. Have you ever tried eating a shallot?
Yeah.
You have? Do you like it? Do you think you remember the story because your mom was with you? Or why do you think you remember that from 2 years ago?
Because we went on a field trip to the garden.
Okay, so just because you went to that field trip and you saw the shallots at the field trip, you remember the word shallot. Nice.
That's very impressive.
That is. Okay, Matthew, tell us.
Carrot.
Carrots! Is
That's
there
my favorite.
your favorite vegetable? Awesome.
And salad.
And in salad. Oh, in salad. Nice. Okay. You know what? We're going to come back to that in a minute. You like 2 vegetables, carrots and salad. And when you say salad, do you mean lettuce? Yeah. Okay. Michelle.
I like broccoli.
You like broccoli?
Yeah.
Nice. And carrots. Nice.
I don't like vegetables.
You don't like vegetables, you prefer fruit. Okay. Raise your hand if you're like Switey and you'd rather eat fruit than vegetables. Who likes fruit better than vegetables?
The only thing I like.
Okay, a lot of people do. Okay. Yeah. I actually like vegetables better. It's kind of surprising, but a lot of people do like fruit better. I don't know. It's probably because it's sweet, right?
Yeah.
A lot of fruits.
Yummy.
Yeah, a lot of fruits, I don't like how they feel in my mouth.
Lemon.
Does anybody else have that?
Oh, I like lemon. I like lemon.
You like lemons?
I like lemon.
Nice, nice. Okay.
I like orange and lemon.
Yeah, yeah.
I like lemon.
Okay, you guys. Yesterday at the end of the lesson, we talked about having a garden with 16 plants, and that was the way that some of your rectangles looked that you built with the 16 tiles, with each one being a plant, right? And then we talked about how could we break that garden into 2 rectangle sections, and a lot of you did it this way, right? So today we want to keep on exploring this idea. Can I ask you one more question about a garden? Why would you want to do a garden with 2 sections? Can you think of a reason why you'd want to make a garden with 2 different sections of plants? Yvonne.
Because if we need to get a plant, then we have to go in it.
You're right. Oh, so to walk around easier. Yeah, absolutely. You know what? Mr. B's a really good gardener, and so he probably relates to that really well. Is that true, Mr. B?
I've never been called a really good gardener before, so.
Well, okay, fine. Mr. B knows a lot about gardening. How's that?
Okay.
So is that easier when
Oh my
people
gosh, yes.
make sections that are smaller to walk
Yeah.
around the garden? Okay. In this garden up here, I'm guessing that this whole entire garden would be carrots. You know, because it's just it's all like one big rectangle. In this garden down here, where we've broken it into 2 rectangle sections, what do you think? Would it still all be carrots maybe? Or would it look different maybe?
It would look different, but it would.
What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah.
You don't think it would all be carrots? Okay, so maybe one section would be carrots, and then what might the other one be? what was your other favorite, Matthew?
Salad?
Yeah, lettuce, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we would do a garden with 2 sections like that, because maybe we would want to have 2 different kinds of plants in our garden, right? Okay. Oh, did I do that wrong, Mr. B? I did that wrong. Oh well, it's okay, I'll fix it.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do a new problem. Okay, please make a rectangle with 16 tiles again, like you started out yesterday. It doesn't have to be the same as the one from yesterday, but make a rectangle with 16 tiles. I see Michelle doing that. I see Yvonne and Swidey doing that. Let's see how quickly we can build our rectangle with 16 tiles. And remember, it has to be solid. There can't be any empty space in the center of your garden. It has to all be solid, all filled in. My next challenge for you guys is, I want you to break up your garden into rectangle sections, but I don't want the rectangles to look the same.
Oh.
So can you move your tiles into rectangle sections, but I don't want the rectangle sections to look the same.
Oops.
So what I'm saying is I want the sections to have different numbers of plants. I don't want them to have the same number of plants. In all of your guys's, I see the same number of plants, right? So I don't want them to have the same number of plants in the sections. Your 2 rectangles were the same exact thing, right? So now can you move some of your plants so that your 2 rectangles don't look exactly the same?
I'm kidding,
So you
yeah.
have different looking rectangles. Okay, I'm just gonna show what we got here.
Sure. Except I think those are
Nice
the most
job,
similar.
Yvonne.
How would you change that so that they're not the same? 2 rectangles total.
Nice job.
They're not the same as each other.
Trying not to show students. Great job, awesome. And then you're still making them so that they're not the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna know the same.
Well, can you push them together so it's 2
That'll work.
rectangles?
This?
Sure.
But
make
what I mean-
But make a different
okay, what I
rectangle
mean
with the rest
is-
of your tiles.
What I mean is take these ones
Yeah, there you
you've
go.
got scattered and make them into a rectangle. Draw the picture in your journal that goes with what you've built. Your 2 rectangles.
So like we have to copy this, right?
You draw it. You draw what you built, yes. And please label the length and the width of your rectangles with the numbers.
On what?
On the,
Paper. That's gonna be easy.
you're drawing both, right?
They're drawing both, yeah. And they're labeling the length and the width of both. Length, width. They're both laying on the table because it's 2-dimensional. Now, can you please write the area? Everybody say area. Area. Does anybody remember what area is? Suri.
The inside of the rectangle.
The total number of tiles, the total number of plants in the rectangle. Good job, on the inside, very good. So can you please write the area inside of the rectangle on your paper? Okay, so if your rectangle, if you drew a rectangle that looks like this,
I did.
and the length is 3 and the width is 2,
Yeah.
what would be the area of that rectangle?
Oh shoot.
How many total plants would be in that rectangle of that garden?
Oh.
Yeah, it'd be 6. Good job. 6. So you're gonna write the area on the inside. Yep.
Both
right.
of them?
Both of them. Perfect.
6. That was right.
Are you sure both are 6?
No.
How many tiles? Yeah, good job, Michelle.
No.
And that's it, right?
That area is 10 of that one. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, but wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm so confused.
No, you don't need to be confused.
That's correct.
You just. if you have, like Matthew does, if you have a rectangle with a length of 3 and a width of 2, and you have another rectangle with a length, what's your length of this one, Matthew?
5,
And what's the width?
2,
Good. And your area was?
10.
What are the expressions? What are the number sentences that we can write to go along with these?
5, 2, 10.
Yeah, go ahead and write those next to your rectangles. Write the number sentences or expressions that go with each rectangle.
Me too.
But what are we doing? But what do we have? We have 2 groups of,
Yeah, it is.
what did you write on the length and the width? You have 2 groups, yeah, 2 groups of 4. Isn't that true? Because look what happens if I separate it even more. I have 1 group of 4, 2 groups of 4. 2 times 4. Good job.
What is 2 groups of 4?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Correctly.
Yes, good job. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that just like yesterday when we had a bigger, we had this rectangle that we started with today, and we broke it into 2 smaller rectangles and they were the same. And we showed 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 2 is also 8. When we added those 2 8s together, like Suri told us yesterday, it took us back to what we had when we started, which was 16 total plants. Let's see if it still works. Okay, so Matthew wrote on his paper that this is 3 times 2, or did you put 2 times 3?
2 times 5.
On this one?
No, on the other one.
Can we start with this one, the smaller one?
I said 2 times 3.
2 times 3. Okay, and on this one you said
2 times 5.
2 times 5, or 2 groups of 5
I know the
plants.
answer.
Good. And 2 times 3 is what?
6.
6. And 2 times 5 is what?
10.
10. And when we add those 2 together, the 6 plus the 10, we get
16.
the original 16 in our garden.
Good thing I did it.
Hey, can I just real quickly, hey you all, could you take, you've all got these 2, right? You've got these 2 rectangles?
I do.
Could you take this rectangle and just put it up on top of this rectangle?
Oh, this is where having 2 different colored tiles might be helpful, huh?
But this guy.
It would be, it would be. Should they trade?
Actually, not.
Nah, you know what? It doesn't matter.
For tomorrow. We'll prepare it for tomorrow.
Does that make sense? So now,
Scoot your rectangle on top of your other rectangle. Yay, Yvonne did it! Woohoo! Good job, Suri. Good job, Michelle.
I think you have this,
Put
yes?
your 2 rectangles on top of each other. Good job, Matthew.
So here's my question.
Good job, Spike.
So you all, this rectangle, hey everybody,
Listen to Mr. B.
this big rectangle, this is 2 groups of what? Of how many?
2 groups of 5?
Yeah?
Yeah, I want to say
This is 2 groups of 5. And this is 2 groups of what?
3.
All together, this whole thing is 2 groups of what?
12. 2 groups, okay, this whole
Oh,
thing.
look, yeah, look at the rectangle on your table.
Use your rectangle.
Look
You've
at the
got 2
rectangle on
groups
your
of what?
2 groups of what?
If you want, split it.
8. 2 go over 9. 2 go over 9.
So 2
9.
groups of what? 5 and, well, plus 2 groups of 3,
I know the answer.
the same as 2 groups of how many?
Oh, 8, yeah, it's 8. Yeah, 8.
Ah.
I know the answer.
Can you see where 8 happens up here?
Yeah. I know the answer.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
8.
How does 8 happen up here? I see it down here. How did we get 8 out of this? How did we get, or here, how did 8 happen? Yeah?
Because we added them together.
What'd you add together?
2 groups of 3 plus the, I don't know, 2
Yeah.
groups of 5 plus the 2 groups of 3.
Yes.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
Very
Nice.
good. Can you put an oval around that, Mr. B? Just circle all that with an oval. What 5 plus 3 is 8?
Oh, this one?
Yeah. Do you see that, guys?
yeah, we see
You
everything.
guys did amazing.
So,
Okay.
so you all, just to think about where we're going next, if I wanted to know what is 2 groups of 8, that's the same as saying, well, that's 2 groups of 3 and 2 groups of 5. This 2 groups of 8, this problem, if I wanted to know how many is in this, and I didn't want to do that multiplication problem, that's the same as saying, I'm just going to split it. I'm going to do 2 groups of 5 and 2 groups of 3. That's the same as 2 groups of 8. That's the idea that we're going towards.